Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Laura Canfield Show, the Awaken to Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And as you all know by now, my main goal and purpose is to support you in being the best version of you, living your greatest life. And with that in mind, we bring wonderful healers, teachers, speakers to the show. And today we have Jimmy Mack. He's back with us. He was here last year for the first time, and now he's back. And we're going to be talking about aligning with prosperity after the global pandemic. So, we are still going through the pandemic, but we are getting through it as well.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited about that. And for those of you who don't know Jimmy Mack, he is a renowned medical intuitive and spiritual life coach who has taken, completed, and even mastered a variety of healing modalities. And after a near-death experience, he was divinely shown and then developed a simpler way to create healing and profound transformational changes faster, which is now known as My Liquid Fish Change Made Simple. And so he's going to be sharing that today with all of us and using that, I guess, to work with you. He's the author of 9 books, over 25 energetic clearing and healing audio MP3s on a variety of self-improvement topics. He offers a mastery and practitioner certification program and hosts a weekly radio show called The Jimmy Mack Healing Show. So he's here with us today, and he just worked on me a little while ago, so I'm so grateful. Thank you, Jimmy.
You bet.
And he's here to work on all of you as well. And so we're going to be taking live caller questions. So you can either, or most likely you would like them to be live, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like not just typing in the chat?
Yeah, we can do chat too. It's okay. It all works the same. So we can do chat, we can do live, we can do voice only. It all works.
Awesome. So if you do have a question, you can raise your hand, type in the chat. And if you have problems with raising your hand, just write in the chat. Somebody will help you out. But I am going to request that, you don't go into the story too much because we want to, get to as many people as possible. And another request, if you've asked the same question over and over again in the past couple of shows or the past couple of weeks, please give somebody else a chance to ask a question as well. Okay. Other than that, I'm so glad you're here, Jimmy. And I want to talk a little bit first before we get started, because I just want to get right into it. But I want to talk a little bit about this global pandemic that we are kind of still experiencing. And a lot of people are experiencing lack or scarcity or stress around finances.
True. Yeah. And that's a great point because there's so much uncertainty with it. And without going down the conspiracy hill and rolling down the hill, I would say also part of our little package today that we put together with you all, that's part of it, is a COVID-19 audio MP3. And people at first, it's like, I'm so sick of hearing about it. I really am. And I'm sure most folks are too. But this particular audio MP3, it really addresses more, just so you know, the emotional pieces, fear of getting back out there again, money, work, prosperity, the emotional stuckness of being at home, that sort of thing. So that's really a lot of what people are going through, and it isn't being fully present, of course, and then fear of the future. Mm-hmm. So that's a huge part of this pandemic. And, not to downplay it everywhere, but we've been very fortunate where I'm at in Florida with a very, very low infection and death rate. So fortunately for us, they're opening things back up again, and I know that's not the way it is around the world, but eventually we'll get there,
Yeah.
So that's kind of the way we want to look at it. I certainly want to be more optimistic. That people say to me, it's the next wave and fall and the flu pandemic of 1918. It's like, no, that's not even my reality. It's like, nah, we're going to be fine. It has a 98% survival rate. You can't argue with those statistics, right?
Yeah.
And so now clearly if you had COPD and asthma and one lung and heart issues and blood pressure and diabetes, don't be running around to restaurants or the beach anytime soon, right? That's just
exactly
silly. So, but for the rest of us, if you have a decent immune system, then, eventually you're going to get back out there. You should be fine. You're going to be fine at work. The stats, for instance, for the state of Florida, just by example, it's 1,750 deaths so far for COVID-19, the whole state. There's 1 million people in our county, and last year there was 3,400 people that passed away from the flu. Mm-hmm. So it was double last year from the regular flu,
Yeah.
So that gives you an idea, at least the staggering difference on different pieces. But, we want to focus on helping everybody today emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, to get ready to get back out there. So whatever you did before, great. We want you to be back out there roaring 100%. If you're interested in doing something different, then we want to support you in that. And, passive income too. If people are trying to decide between 2 or 3 different possibilities, we help them narrow down which one tests strongest for them energetically. So
awesome. I love it. And I love
yeah.
how, you're not making it really significant, this COVID stuff. I mean, I don't either, but I did, I just want to reinforce what Jimmy is saying, is that if you do have pre-existing conditions, then be careful. Like I told my parents, please don't go out of the house. My dad has COPD. My mom is a
Right.
breast cancer survivor, and she always seems to have stuff going on. It's like, please
Sure.
just stay home, and get
Right.
somebody else to do your groceries, and just, so, but everybody else, follow your
You're good.
knowing, trust
Yeah,
yourself, and follow
I
your
agree.
knowing. you
That's a
know,
great statement. Follow your knowing.
yeah,
I
I go
love it.
out every day. If
I do
I'm
too.
going into a store because I have to wear a mask, I wear a mask, but I go out every day, and I,
Hmm.
knock on wood, have been fine and everything. It's
Yep.
like, it's fine. And so I don't like to go into the fear stuff at all, but we're all smart people. So just trust your knowing, listen to what information you're getting from different sources, and follow your truth. Okay. But in the meantime, yes, it is time to get back out there. When we've been
Yes.
saying this for a couple of weeks now, it's time. And
Hmm.
you want to take advantage of this time that you are still maybe at home, to think about where you want to go, what you want to do, how you want to move forward, and then receive the healing, receive the intuitive messages, etc., that Jimmy, has for you, that you can tap into, and then, go for it. Don't let
Right.
this stop you, is basically what I'm saying. Don't let it stop you, and don't let yeah, don't stay stuck, because, and I always ask, what else is possible here, and people are still, a lot of people are still working, I know, and but not everybody is, but we are getting back out there, and so you can too. So with that being said, if you'd like to ask Jimmy a question, because this is really about a healing call, so it really is more about your questions and what you need, and Jimmy's here to be of service. So raise your hand, or you can type the question in the chat. Okay. So we have, did you want to just go right into it,
Oh,
Jimmy?
absolutely. Yeah, go for it. I like to do that.
And so for some of the questions that people may have, and you do the healing or the clearing, does that also work with other people too?
100%. Yeah. And so folks that might have, let's say, an eye challenge, health, body, mind, spirit, maybe a financial issue, we're clearing that so that everybody on the call now or in the future, even when they see the replay, it's going to make a difference energetically. It's certainly about the energy, the frequency, of course, and the vibration of it. So yeah, they
Yeah.
could also experience profound change.
So be open to receiving, right? Be open to receiving it, and, as somebody asks a question, tap into your knowing and say, oh, does that resonate with me? Do I have, like, is that something that can help me? Then just receive, because a lot of times people, they only want their question answered, and they don't receive from the rest of the questions, right?
100%.
So
Yeah.
be willing to receive from all of the questions and from everything that's offered on this call. All right. So lots of questions coming in now. Awesome. All right, we're gonna go to Kim first. I'm gonna go ahead and unmute you, Kim. Go ahead. Hello.
Hi, Laura. Hi, Jimmy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm in San Francisco, sending you lots of love.
Love it.
So my question, I'm still trying to get the kind of pandemic unemployment thing happening, the benefits happening, but apparently I have low blood pressure, Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
Can you take a look at that?
Sure.
I got rejected from donating blood yesterday. My iron was borderline. I'm working
Mm-hmm.
on building that, but the low blood pressure is seems really weird. Everyone has high blood pressure.
Right.
Blood
Yeah.
pressure.
Mine's on the low side too, so I get that,
Okay.
But are you experiencing, headaches and fainting and everything else? So then
I have
I'm
no symptoms.
yeah, so I'm immediately jumping to, I wonder if it was just not just the low iron, but perhaps they're taking it that day. So I might try and go back again sometime, just saying. So for whatever
Yeah.
reason, I don't think you got a good reading. But stand up. We'll rock some things out. We'll work on you and everyone else, of course. So
Okay.
due north. You know what
All right.
to do. Awesome.
Yeah, here.
And
I'll
I would
turn
just
this
own
around.
that. Yeah, and see if you go forward, back, or in between. My blood pressure is low.
My blood pressure is low. I'm
Yeah,
going
it's
back.
no. I don't believe it either.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
don't believe
calling.
it.
I'm calling them out maybe on whatever instrument they use, or maybe they got a poor reading. You know, Richard Bartlett in Matrix Energetics. I love what he said at one of the seminars. He said, you know how they came up with the blood pressure readings? It was back in like the 1900s, and they took maybe a dozen, 15, 20 people off the streets of New York City, and they took their blood pressure and then they averaged that. Now, can you imagine? So it all came from New York City. It's like, come on, isn't that
Wow.
funny? But let's just normalize your blood pressure. If you're standing there right now, all I'm
Okay.
doing is fishing it in, of course, making a little fish for you. It's taking out anything that's interfering with it, and it's going to pull you straight forward to my blood pressure is normalized.
This always makes me laugh.
Yeah, you'll feel it come in. There you go. Awesome.
Yeah. Whew.
Yeah. So that's bound
Whew.
to help us.
Yeah, I can feel my heart just is like beating more right now.
Yeah. And I'm
That's
not buying the
interesting.
whole low blood pressure either on you. So I'll bet you if you got
Yeah.
another reading, or go to a Walgreens, CVS, Walmart, wherever, get your blood pressure checked again. So
Yeah.
I'll bet you
I'll
it's
do that.
normal. We'll really laugh, right? So
Right?
anything's
And
possible.
send me some good juju to get the pandemic
Yeah,
unemployment
yeah,
benefit
I'll do it now.
for
Let's just do
everyone.
it for you and everybody on the call that, you know, any state or government that's going to send them any money. Let's just take out all the red tape, release it, resolve it, delete and erase it, disentangle it all out now. And it's going to pull you straight forward when it shifts into a higher probability of you receiving that money. There you go. Yeah, and that's bound to help
Jimmy,
you too.
you're the best.
Oh, thank you. You're sweet. You're sweet. Holding it down in San Francisco. I love
Holding
it.
it down, keeping up
Yeah.
the good vibes. Thank you so
Mark,
much for your help.
you're welcome. Mark Twain said
Thank you,
the
Karen.
coldest winter I ever had was the summer in San Francisco. So there you go.
We're gonna go to Delight. I'm gonna unmute you, Delight. Go ahead.
Hi, dear Lara.
Hi.
Hi, Jimmy. I love
Hi.
you so much.
Oh, thank you. You're sweet.
I
That's awesome.
highly recommend Jimmy. He's the best. I had a session a few weeks ago. It was excellent. You cleared any black magic or all those things.
Good.
Love it.
And Jimmy, I had a lot of power, and I was the first kind of healers from 20-something years ago. And I was very successful, everything. And then things happened with a lot of those, sorry to say, shits, black magic, those kind of things. Now that you cleared those, would you please help me with my power in my head, which I can direct things, so to bring.
Yeah, so power in your head doesn't even test weak to me right now, but it doesn't test strong either. It's somewhere in the in-between. So we're just going to change it and download a whole lot of power and wisdom and intuition for everybody, including you, everybody on the call now or in the future. And also a sense of, Alara mentioned it earlier, a sense of knowing. And yours tests a little weak, and we're just strengthening that real quick too. So I'm bringing that in too for everybody, a sense of deeper knowing. And connection to spirit is weak. We're going to change that to a yes too. So that's going to help you.
Yeah, and I feel like in the sternum, in the chest chakra, the soul or self chakra, there is a block which needs to be open.
Okay. Yeah, I don't get a block per se, but it does test weak. So I'm just going to strengthen it for you. And it's there now.
God bless you. Thank
you
you
too. Thank you. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you so much. You are generous. These things that you do, they are priceless.
Mm-hmm.
And
thank you.
I really appreciate it. Thank you, Alara.
Thank you.
Thank you, Delight. Thank you. All right, we're gonna go to Devrani. I'm gonna mute you, Devrani, and then I'm gonna go to the chat in a second. So, hello. Hi. Yep, go ahead.
Hello. Can
Go
you hear
ahead.
me?
Yep, we can.
All right. Thank you. Well, I have this limiting belief that money does not come easily to me. Whenever I do save money, there's always something that comes up and I have to spend the money. So my question is, how can I track prosperity and financial security?
So can you stand up real quick? You can face due north. Also, anybody that has a pendulum, we can work with a pendulum. Lots of folks will use their fingers. They learned how to check yes or no. This will be weak. This is strong. But if you want to stand up real quick, I find facing due north makes about a 30% difference. So if you're standing due north right now, you just say, my name is
Yes.
Devrani. You should feel the pull forward.
My name is Devrani. Yep.
Yep. And if you say, my name's Nemo the fish, it's going to pull you backwards.
My name is, sorry.
Nemo the fish.
My name is Nemo the fish. Yep.
Yeah, awesome. So I don't feel a weakness per se, but what they're whispering in my ear, you mentioned, is we would call it 2 5s for a 10. So you're that person that if you make $10,000 this month, you have an $11,000 bill come in next month. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Yeah. So what the bottom line piece or belief I like to do on something like that is my money vastly exceeds, my income vastly exceeds my expenses and my debts. So you can say that and see if you go forward, back, or in between. My income vastly exceeds my expenses and my debts.
Okay. So that is all that I just say that. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
That's a belief. So you started out with beliefs and I love it. So go with my income vastly exceeds my expenses and my debts.
Lovely. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bound to help.
So what did she get?
I don't know. I just changed. She said, thank you very much. I just changed it to yes, regardless. So we're good.
Okay, good. Awesome. All right. Thank you, Devrani.
Thank you.
Okay, good. All right. So we're going to go to some of the chats. So hold on one second. One second. Let me go back up. There's a lot of people on the chat. Dev. Well, Della. Della is asking, Jimmy, how is my immune system?
Oh, Della. Yeah, test's kind of weak. We'll strengthen everyone's immune system on this call now and in the future. Her immune system on a 0 to 10 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about a 6 out of maybe 60%. So we're just going to go to the heavens and bring in 70, 80, 90, 100% increase in her immune system. And there you go. And it's there now.
Awesome.
So we're just strengthening that for her and everybody, of course, especially during this time.
Mm-hmm. Good, thank you. And Rebecca, Jimmy, how can we find / intensify joy in our lives?
I love that. You know, people always ask me, they want to be happy, happy, happy. And I go, no, what you really want is deep, abiding peace, love, and joy.
Mm-hmm.
So joy is a deeper feeling. Certainly you want to follow your passion, follow your excitement, whatever that might be. I wouldn't say passion, but, you know, whatever it is you enjoy doing, that's going to give you a deeper joy. I've discovered over time, and my friend of many, many years has a lot of money, a lot of money. And I would tease him and say, how come you don't have this, that, or the other thing, you know? And he said to me one day, he said, the simpler, the better.
Mm.
So I like that. So he eats simple little things. He has simple little habits, simple little things. So
Mm-hmm.
I find that as being joyful. You could find more joy maybe tending the garden or going for a long walk alongside the water than a lot of things. So I hope that helps. We're just giving everybody joy right now too.
Awesome. Thank you. Love joy.
You bet.
Mimi, Jimmy, I'm cannot make money. Would you help us?
Oh, yeah. Unable to make money is no. We're changing it to yes real quick. Safe and comfortable to make money is no. So we're bringing that into a yes for everybody now and in the future, and make that safe and comfortable. And there you go. So that's bound to help. Yeah,
Awesome.
Just that little change. And as things open up, of course, the areas of the different countries, that's going to help things as well.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Sadia, I'm going to unmute you since you wrote in the chat as well. So, oops, 1 second. I think. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Lara. How are you?
Good.
Hi,
Thanks.
Jimmy. I have this really bad pain on my left neck, left side of the neck. It's been there.
Okay.
It just arised yesterday. I've been in a lot of pain all night. So if you could just send some energy to heal it.
Sure. Stand up.
Okay.
Yeah. Face due north.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You can even put your hand on wherever it hurts.
Okay. Yeah.
We're going to find the weakness. Just
Okay.
let us know, since we can't see you if you're going forward, back, or in between.
Yeah.
We're just finding that weakness. So it won't matter which way you go. Just let me know if it's forward, back, or in between.
Okay. Okay. Forward.
Yeah. And so we're finding that file where there's weakness. We're going to
Okay.
release it, resolve it, delete and erase it, disentangle it all out now. It's going to pull you back when it releases. It's going to pull, and then bring you back to neutral once it's done.
Yeah. Going backward. I'm going backward.
Yep. And let that keep pulling.
Wow. Oh.
Yep. And then it'll bring you back to neutral when it's finished.
Oh, so yeah, I'm in neutral.
Yeah, there you go. And I feel like you might have slept on it wrong. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
That's really what you did. That's what they're kind of
Oh,
whispering in my ear, if you know what I mean.
yes, yes.
And so much like Alara and I both test for cold instead of heat, you also test for cold. So I certainly would put some ice on there. That would go a long way to help you. Also, Epsom salts lotion tests strong for you.
Okay.
Some people are lavender or non-lavender. You happen to be non-lavender, they're saying.
Oh,
So
okay.
that would help you out a lot. It doesn't matter about the scent in this particular case, okay? But cold is going to take you a long way.
Okay.
And most people too, and I've been doing this a long time and talk to people 7 days a week, but they're not going to have bone, muscle, ligament, tendon, joint. You have all joint pain. It's not cartilage or fascia or any of that. It's all joint pain. But I feel like you slept on it wrong.
Yes,
So,
I did.
yeah. So if you put a ton of ice on it
Okay.
and look at the Epsom salts lotion, that's going to go a long way to help you in doing an Epsom salts bath. And all that really is magnesium, and it takes out all the swelling, because you just want that swelling to go down.
Oh, thank you so much, Jimmy.
You're welcome.
I wanted to ask you one thing more, Jimmy. I have this really big block towards intimate relationships, and nothing happens. Like I've been single for so long.
Okay, so I'd own that. See if you go forward, back, or in between.
Yeah.
And that's for everybody. You know, there's a lot of folks that will have it. So block to intimacy and relationships.
Yeah.
It'll pull you forward when we find the file.
Yeah.
And we're going to release all that. It's going to pull you back when it releases.
Oh.
And you'll feel it pull, and then bring you back to neutral.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I'm going backward now.
Yeah, and I don't get it. It's in this lifetime, by the way. Let it keep pulling out, and then it'll bring you back to neutral.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 4 lifetimes ago. You were a woman then, too. So perhaps it feels like you experienced some horrible stuff back then 4 lifetimes ago.
Yeah.
So therefore, why go down that road again, right? So
yeah, I suffered 2 broken marriages. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's part of it. Yeah, in this lifetime, I get it. But that would be a result of that 4 lifetimes ago as a woman then. That's what it shows up as.
Yeah, I'm neutral now. I feel so
beautiful.
Different. I feel so lighter.
It's weird, isn't it? I love it. I'm
this
like
is
a little
miracle.
kid. It is. It really is.
Yeah,
it is.
Thank you so much, Jimmy. I just love
You're
you.
welcome.
I just love your work.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alara.
Thank you, Sadia. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, we're gonna go to 1 second. We're gonna go to Odile has a question in the chat. She says, I would like to get a job in a precise company in Switzerland. Is everything clear for me around that path?
It really is test clear. I didn't get, what was the name of the company or what industry?
She didn't say.
Okay.
Something specific.
Whatever it is, tests really strong for you. So I certainly would stay after them about that and keep calling, emailing, showing up, you know, and it tests very strong that you're going to end up getting that deal 1, 2, 3, about 4 weeks out. So less than 30 days. And they're showing me too, if it isn't that company, let's say it's whatever, auto manufacturing, I'm just throwing crazy stuff out there, then it could also be auto parts or something. There's going to be something similar if you don't get that within 30 days. So
Awesome.
keep that in mind too.
Good. Okay, great. So let us know how you
Please
resonate with
do.
that deal.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go to Margie. Margie, would love it if you could help me address causes, symptoms of the bone loss in my lower left jaw at tooth 19.
Wow. Okay, so that's unusual. And teeth usually come out of structure. And I don't feel that it is the tooth per se as much as it is the jaw. So it sounds bizarre, but of course we're in woo-woo land. So for her, it's I'm asking blue, yellow, green, red. You test really strong for any of the red colored Listerine mouthwashes. That's going to go a long way to help you, believe it or not. We're going to get to the bone building in just a minute, but that's going to help you. Also flossing, even with that. Some people test for hydrogen peroxide, others are baking soda. You're like me, you test really strong for baking soda. Now with alkaline, what's going on in that area. And also you test really strong for vitamin D3. So much as about 3,000 of that, at least 3 times a day kind of thing. Going to go a long way. You test strong on calcium too. So if you can find something with a good calcium in it along with D3, you could take a lot of that and be okay with meals. So let's, we'll strengthen it too. I'm just doing it while I'm talking even. So we can do 9 things at one time, like Alara and I with all the browsers open here.
Yeah.
So there you go. I just strengthened it. So we'll see what happens now for you.
Awesome.
And 19 is one of my numbers. So that's, we'll hopefully you'll have some good luck with that too. My birthday's on the 19th. So there you go. Just that she
Awesome.
knows what number tooth it is quite funny. So
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah. Bianca is wondering if there is anything blocking me from uncovering my life purpose.
No, and I get that every day of my life, and kind of my joke is, I don't know, what do you like, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're into music, into art, into whatever it may be that. Even I always tell folks, the guy that puts the little Coca-Cola bottles, the caps on those, he's at least creating a product.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to be always creating a product or a service of some sort. You and I are providing this service, as really a service to others, and we create products as well. So anything along that line. They're also telling me figure out what your birth chart is, and that sort of thing would help you a lot. So I like astrology and numerology. And if folks are leaning towards, everything from engineering to, medicine to law or accounting, go a long way to figure that out astrologically too. But that's basically it. So do what brings you joy and be okay with the money part too. And if you have to work some generic job somewhere, that's okay. As soon as you get through with that, you come home, that's when your life really starts, And so you do whatever brings you joy then. Like I said, if it's gardening, if it's flying airplanes on the weekend, whatever it may be, do that. And that'll bring you more joy than anything else. So.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thank you. And that's a great message for everybody. Everyone.
It really is. It really is. Yeah. Figure it out. Do what makes you happy.
Yeah, exactly. Good. So Edwin said, I want to know if anybody is doing negative work on me. I hope not.
I don't get that they are. Some of the strongest structures will be believe, think, know, or feel. You feel like they are, so we're just going to release all that too. And, part of my near-death experience was very profound. One of the nights I was coding out, it was like we were in the high-up control tower at the airport. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the runway was what they showed me was pretty much evil and spells and all that sort of thing. And I'm telling you, it was the tiniest stuff you ever saw. It looked like little mice and little spiders and little snakes and little baby skunks. That's how, evil was.
Mm-hmm.
And here we're thinking, wait a minute, if I'm up in the control tower above the airport, right, there's nothing's going to touch this.
Yeah.
So spirit wise and connection to God and whatever you believe God to be is so much more powerful than that. So yeah, and I don't get that for you. Again, it's a feeling. I'm just deleting out the feeling for you.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have curses, spells, or hexes or any of that stuff going on. So just know that.
Yeah. Awesome. Good. So Odile, responded back that the company that she's interested in grows and processes vegetables.
Oh, there you go. So we were talking about gardening, right? How weird is that? Yeah. So there you go. That's why they're talking about it. And that test's really strong.
Yeah.
So
Good.
good. I
Awesome.
like that.
So Diana has a question. She has her hand raised, so I'm going to go ahead and unmute her. Diana, hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep, we can.
Hi, Jimmy. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Okay, great. So I'm having a medical procedure done on May 22nd, but it's very expensive. So if you can throw me some financial juju, that would be great.
Okay. Stand up.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do some financial juju for you and everybody. All right. So all I'm going to do is fish it in for you. I like good fortune. That covers a lot of ground for everybody. It's going to pull you forward when it comes in. I'm doing it now. You'll feel it.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's going to pull and bring you back to neutral when it's done. And we're doing good fortune now and in the future on any of the replays for anybody that hears the sound of my voice or sees me. It's going to actually increase everyone's good fortune. They're pulling you backwards because it is taking out anything that interferes with that.
Okay.
And you'll feel it leaving. It's a weird feeling, I know. And it's taking it all out right now. And that's anything that's interfering with your good fortune.
Okay. Now he just wants to stay forward.
Yeah, that's awesome. So let that fill you up. It'll bring you back to neutral when it's done. It's not through yet by any means. You have a very short fuse on a very expensive operation thing. So what's that about?
What do you mean, short fuse?
I mean, you've got a very short time frame, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So to hurry up and get money, for this thing. So is this an elective thing we're doing?
Yes.
Okay. That's what it feels like. So there you go. So it's up to you, always. So.
Right. It's because I have Epstein-Barr. So.
Okay. Got it. Well, own Epstein-Barr. Let's start there. We should have started there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I have Epstein-Barr.
You want me to say that? I have Epstein-Barr?
Yeah.
I have Epstein-Barr. Yes.
Okay. And so we'll release all that, resolve it, delete and erase it, disentangle it all out now. It's going to pull you straight back when it releases.
Yep.
And then I'll bring you back to neutral when it's done. And I get that you've learned all the lessons you needed to from Epstein-Barr.
Yes.
But being caught up in it still serves you in a weird way. So we're going to release that too. It's going to pull you back when it releases.
Ooh, yeah, I feel it all the way towards my fingers too.
Mm-hmm. That's going to help you out a great deal.
Wow. Okay.
Makes sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Awesome.
Neutral. One more thing. I'm flying to Australia. Where I'm hoping that the airports are open. I need to be there by July. Do you think that may happen?
It tests pretty strong to be there by July. If you told me that's next week, that's another story. But, when I asked in July, well, the second week in July tests strong for you.
Oh, so how about June? The exact time is June 28th.
Okay, well, that's not July, but.
Well, July. I have a grace period between June 28th and July 1st. It's for school.
Okay, got it. Then I'd probably factor in the times and go late as possible to come up on July 1st.
Okay. Okay.
Something
great.
about that window that's going to help you. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you, Jimmy.
You're welcome.
It. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Alara.
You're welcome. Thank you. That was great. I love how she asked for one thing, but then then we went to the Epstein-Barr. It's like, let's just work with that.
Right. Absolutely. We never know what we're going to get to. And I tell folks, in the yard, you start pulling that one, that one little weed, if you will, and it might run 20 feet across the yard, but if you go to the end, you pull out the root, then the whole thing's gone. So that's where you always want to get to. You want to find that bottom line piece. If you change that, it changes everything.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. We made it safe and comfortable for her to travel also, and for everyone else to travel as well. When it opens back up.
Good. Awesome. Thank you. So MG has a question, I own a bookstore cafe, but I'm also a writer. I'm just wondering if there is anything in my field that is affecting either pursuit negatively. Also, I was passed over for disaster relief for some reason that could not be explained satisfactorily to me. Any explanation for that?
Wow, that's all so random. I can't even tell you. I'm sorry to even hear that when we read about them, sending 25 million to Ruth Chris Steakhouse. It just sends chills down my spine. So it's crazy, right? You know what I'm talking about, MG.
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes no sense. Whereas it's really meant to help people like you. So I get that. But let's get you out of the passed over part. Did you file for PPP and all that for the store? Because they're saying you could probably do that. It's not too late for that. So very interesting. I don't find anything weak on the writing. If I ask, is it weak on the writing? No, but it's more weak on the bookstore. So we're just going to release the weakness out of the bookstore and out of the business. And it feels energetically in a bizarre way like you love writing so much and you love books so much that it's hard for you to even part with the books. Does that make sense? Isn't that funny? So it's hard for you to kind of, sell what you love that much. Kind of like the painter that doesn't want to part with their paintings, right? So that's really what it tests like. But I do feel like it's possible, might have felt passed over maybe by the relief, but PPP still tests really strong for you. So look into that and see what you can do. And they even have that, by the way, through PayPal. And I'll bet if you got a bookstore, you got a PayPal account. So call them and see what they can do. They actually have their own bank. So there you go.
Great. Awesome. All right, we're going to go to somebody else here. 1 second. There's so many. There's so many. Joy. And this is a good one for everybody. Can you help me to open my heart fully?
Oh, yeah, I like that.
More.
Yeah. You want to stand up, Joy? That's awesome. Okay, great. Yeah. And so let's just do safe and comfortable for me to be open to receiving love and also giving love. And right now it's pulling you back a little bit. I'm going to change it to a yes for you. You're going to feel the pull forward when it comes in.
Oops, hold on.
There you go. And you got the name of joy, so let's even give you more joy. And the main things I like are open to receiving all the best life has to offer. That test week for a lot of folks on the call, we're changing it all to yes. Deserving is also weak. We're changing that to yes. And worthiness is weak, and we're changing all those to yes for everybody now on the call or in the future. So that's going to help you out a lot. Make sense, Joy?
Awesome.
Yeah, with a name like Joy, you gotta at least be happy.
Yeah.
I used to have a girl that cut my hair. I can't make this up, and her name was Love. And her written name was Love. And I used to tease her. I said, "What does your dad do? Did he scream at you when you're little and go, 'Love, get in here and clean up this room'?" It's like, what do you say to somebody named Love?
I've never heard that. I've never heard of anybody having that name.
That's a fact.
Lori, what is blocking me to move forward? I did a lot of work clearing and healing, but I'm still not clear about my direction. So that's really 2 questions.
Yeah, that's okay. One of my favorite things to do, and we're going to do it for her too, is discernment and direction in her life. And that's for everybody on here. Discernment is the ability to make decisions, the fancy word for decision making, and direction in life. And those tests weak for her. And we're just going to change it all to yes and make it all stronger now. And it's there now.
Awesome.
So that's bound to help. Yeah. And never give up. Just always, forever keep out there and keep working on things.
Awesome. So Angela, I want to clear hostility I'm facing with different groups at leadership level, including a court case. Angela's having such a tough time for the past, I don't know, feels like a year at least.
Right. It doesn't test that tough for against them, but the court case tests really tough. So I've done a lot of legal stuff, and so we're just going to release whatever that is into the void now. And we're just taking the blocks out of that. And she actually feels under attack, so we're going to release that too. But believe me, it isn't from people as much as it is that court case. So we're releasing all that. And there you go. We're just asking for things to change in her favor and be filled with grace and ease. There it is. That should help.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so L is one second. Yeah, L is asking, sorry, I had it, then I was asking for her husband, Tom. Can you please work on my husband, Tom's ears/hearing? He keeps waking up with his ears totally stuffed up and can't hear much for at least an hour. And by the way, he gives permission to be worked on.
Okay, that's all good. Most folks test for candling. He tests weak on candling. Ears in Chinese medicine, to me, they always relate to kidney. So I'll be doing a kidney cleanse too. And so we're going to release all that for him. We're just cleaning out the ears as we speak. And we're going to make it safe and comfortable for him to hear, which is a no. We're changing it to yes. Learned all the lessons you need to from the inability to hear is no. Change that to yes. And then being caught up in the lack of hearing still serves him as a big yes. And we're going to release that to no. And there you go. But I'd be doing a kidney cleanse too. You know, I'd probably be doing some ear candling too. I think almost psychologically that would really help him too. So Google ear candling. And again, he tests just for regular ones. He doesn't need lavender, all the fancy ear candles. American Indians originally came up with that, and they were using pine cones. But it feels like he's got some wax build up too. And so if we do the ear candling, it'll take a lot of that out.
Okay, great. Thank
you. So look into that. You bet.
And Elena is asking, can you please help us all to realign our physical body with our soul's divine blueprint?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. So let's make it safe and comfortable for everybody to have that. And I'm not so concerned about the original blueprint as much as I'll, make it safe and comfortable for everybody to have the new and improved blueprint. How about that? The highest and best. There you go. So that's going to help us too.
Awesome. So, and Jen is asking, can you help me face or break my addictions?
Wow. Yeah, facing the addictions test stronger. Breaking tests are really strong. It's okay. But facing them is where the issue is. So we're going to release all that. And I've done a lot of addiction work. I lost my brother to drugs and alcohol. So that's a very sensitive subject for me, for sure. So every day, I'm not big on cold turkey anything, by the way, but I am big on weaning things off and substitution. So whatever you may be, having an issue with, doesn't test as drugs as much as maybe alcohol, then I'd wean off of that slowly but surely. So.
And if there's something else, Jen, like if you want to type in what the specific addiction is.
Yeah, we can clear that too.
That might be more helpful.
Addictions are endless. Yeah, addictions are endless.
Because if I remember correctly, it's not like substance abuse. I think it's something else, and I can't remember right now what it is. So Suboxone. I don't know what that is. Suboxone.
Right. So Suboxone, that's coming off of. That's a detox for the harder drugs, heroin and whatnot. But then people pretty much get stuck to that too. I don't get that you're addicted to that per se. So I certainly would be slowly weaning that thing down. You can get off that in the next 30, 60, 90 days. So believe it or not, if you slowly wind that down with a physician, it feels like in the next 3 months, you're going to experience some real change and to be able to get off that. They're basically trading heroin for a prescription detox and to slowly step down off that.
Mm-hmm. Good. So, you know, up 90 days. Yay.
Yeah,
Good.
90 days. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
And they're also saying too, by the way, you're going to need to get out and exercise more and walk and see nature and, you know, kind of get more in touch with your feelings and especially nature. That's going to help you too. That's going to make a difference.
Yeah. She said I was addicted to pain pills as well.
Okay. Got it. Yeah. So there you go. And that's generally, it's for people, it's hard for them to feel. They don't want to feel. It's too real to feel. And so you numb yourself out with the pain pills. I get it.
Yeah.
So.
Great, thank you. And Julie says, I was born with a genetic hair loss disorder. Is there anything I can do or take to reverse this?
Yeah, I mean, we'll ask to change it right now. We're going to ask Spirit to change it right now for you. Certainly biotin comes up heavy for you. 500,000, much as 1,500 milligrams, maybe twice a day kind of thing. That would help you. Also, the other weird thing they're showing me is any kind of oyster shell supplement. That would help you too.
Thank
So,
you.
Yeah, and that's generally a mineral thing too. I don't even care if it's genetic or whatnot. We're just releasing the genetics as we're talking about it, by the way.
Is there anything else around that, Julie, you wanted to ask?
No, I wanted to know, it's something I've had my whole life and it runs in the family.
Stand up. Yeah, it's not on mom's side. It tests stronger for dad's side, by the way. But stand up and just own it, and it's going to pull you forward to a yes. And you say, I have this genetic disorder to hair issues.
Yes, it did pull me forward.
Okay, so I'm going to release it now, and it's going to pull you backwards. It's going to pull, and bring you back to neutral when it's released.
Yes, I felt it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, that's bound to help you.
Excellent.
Good.
It's funny. It does run. It actually runs on my mother's side because I was adopted, but I did reconnect, and she actually had it. But thank God I did not pass it on to my daughter.
Yeah, that's good then. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I don't
good.
get it as much from your mother's side as it is your dad. So
Well,
believe it or not, maybe they both had
maybe
it. You kind of got the
recessive.
triple whammy on that. Yeah. So
I think it was
sense.
like a recessive. Yeah. Recessive
Yeah, I think you're
trait.
right. Yep. So.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you, Julie.
Thank you. Thank you, Alara. Thank you so much.
All right. So, okay. So I know that there was some other stuff that you wanted to talk about, Jimmy, right?
Yeah. Our stuff, right?
There's still lots of questions coming through, of course,
Sure.
which I know, I understand and I appreciate. But I just wanted to make sure we took the time to talk about the package as well and anything else that you want to talk about.
Absolutely. We'll run through that.
Yeah, so for those of you who are on the live page, you can just click on special offer. And those of you who are not, you can go to alara.at/show/Jimmy5. And so Jimmy's package this time is different. We talked a little bit about it before, but we're going to talk about it again. There's a 15-minute private session. Well, I'll let you share, Jimmy.
Well, you hit the highlights, you hit the topics, and I'll explain. So on the 15-minute session, you can see how fast we're going. Here, you might be, 90 seconds. So in 15 minutes, we're going to certainly go a lot deeper with folks and go from there. And people often, they might add on more time, and that's okay too. We keep it real reasonable price-wise. But we'll go pretty deep even in 15 minutes if folks are prepared and they write things down.
Awesome. And then the next item is the My Belief Works for Transcending the COVID-19 Crisis. There's an MP3 and a PDF, and we talked about that a little bit at the beginning, but you want to talk about that a bit more?
Yeah, and again, I mean, who's not sick of hearing about that? But it's going to help you emotionally, spiritually reconnect with people help you with the job front. It's not all sciencey. It's not all COVID scary. It has nothing to do with that. It just happens to have that name. And it's really about having a plan after the pandemic, right? It's a pandemic. So that's really what it focuses on. And it goes into pretty well into depth there for about 20 plus minutes. And it's fabulous clearing for folks. They can even turn it down on low and just play it in the room. It's going to help.
Awesome. And then there's the My Belief Works for amplifying the field to co-create a financial windfall MP3 and PDF.
Love that too. Yeah, Windfall is one of our most popular audio MP3s. We've done a lot of money work on that. And you can imagine Windfall. So everybody's looking for the immediate, the now, the lotto, the whatever. And it has shaken up a lot of folks and really helped a lot of folks. A quick funny story on that was a lady that got it. It's the only thing she listened to. She didn't buy anything else from me, no other healer, transformational person. And she was pretty much down on her luck. And she listened to that for maybe a week or two. She got a $6,000 check in the mail.
Nice.
Something from the past. So that's the kind of odd thing that can happen. It's like, how cool is that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I could use that right now.
Yeah.
I could use a windfall right now for the next couple of weeks. Yeah. And who couldn't, right? Honestly.
Right. All of us.
Yeah. And then the next item is, I think, my SwitchWorks clearings for moving forward in life after COVID-19.
Right. And that's part of our Zoom event too, similar to this. And we go really fast and it's about 30 minutes long. And we clear out a lot of different pieces and we turn on some switches and we turn off some bad switches and turn on some good switches. So we'd go more in depth once people see that. And it's like a light switch. You want to turn things on that are going to help you, and we're turning things off that would be negatively affecting you.
Awesome. Yeah. And so is that a live call or is that a pre-recorded call?
That is a pre-recorded call. It's all live video just like this, but it works the same as if you were there, or if you end up listening to it years later, it would still help a lot.
Awesome. And then my Liquid Fish Change Made Simple Starter Kit.
Yes. And so that has a lot of different things in it. Audio, video, it's got PDF works in there, and it really goes in more into depth and explaining what I did today. And that's about the fish you see behind me and me making the fish movement.
Yeah.
So infinity basically is an 8 laying on its side, and spirit during my near-death experience told me to take off the back left end. So you wind up with a little fish. And it looks like a Tai Chi move or a yoga move. And all we're doing is we're taking from the bottom any negative earthbound weakness, and we're releasing it. And anything that's heavenly positive strength, we're bringing it in from the heavens and we're bringing it into you. So when people are feeling this movement going forward, back, or in between, that's all I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it's on
and I felt it because
levels.
we worked together before the call.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I felt it. It's like,
right. So you know, it really is cool. I love it. I'm like a little kid about it. Believe me.
Yeah. I felt tingling. I felt heat. I felt myself moving forward and backward, depending on whatever the questions were. But yeah, it was so quick. I mean, it was less than 15 minutes. We didn't even do 15 minutes. It was like maybe 5, right? So yeah.
Right. That's how you know. It's fast. It really is.
Yeah, exactly. So I love it. And so all of that is available for 111. I love the number 111. So you definitely want to take advantage of this package and start to move forward in your life. And the thing is, one thing I like about this package, one of the things is that you can start to use this for yourself. You can start to work with this yourself. So it's very empowering. You don't have to just wait for when Jimmy does a call or when Jimmy's on a call like this or something like that. You can start working with it by yourself. And then if you want, you can get a 15-minute session with Jimmy. And with this package, you can upgrade as well for an extra 30 minutes or something, right?
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah, we work with folks on all that. And, inevitably I'll have people that call, they text, they email, they send me all these notes about, I want this deal, that deal. I mean, the deal is, it's 4 times what it would normally be if you bought everything off our website. So just so you know, you can only get this particular package here. So just know that. And it's a fabulous deal. And it's just because we really want to get the word out. And I'm normally, I charge $200 an hour. So that tells you right there. For 111, you're getting a little bit of everything. And 15 minutes of my time as well. So it's quite the deal.
And so these recordings too, like the clearings, the switch works, all that, you can play them all low and just have them running in the background or when you're sleeping.
100%, yeah, and have them on loop, and that's fine too. Lots of folks do that. We've got everything in library from addiction to sleep to all these different topics, but these are really, really good money pieces. They're very timely for right now and just getting us out of this pandemic and this crises mode.
Yeah.
And that's really what everybody's going through, a lot of crises.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, you don't have to, right? So you don't have to, you know, be challenged in that way, right? So there are solutions here for you to, you know, to take advantage of. Do you want to take just a few more questions?
Sure. Yeah, grab them.
All right, let me see. So if somebody wrote something way in the back, be like way long time ago and I didn't get to you, just type it in again. So Sitara was asking about an addiction to tissue paper.
Oh, wow. That's unusual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different
and
one.
That test true or strong. Tissue paper. Let's just release that real quick. And I don't get that it's the tissue per se as it is perhaps the particles and things that are in it. For the longest time, I got a newspaper and I'd stand over it and do the pages, you know, local newspaper, and I could smell the ink and I'd sneeze a million times. So I don't get that she's allergic to tissue per se. It's the particles that are really bothering her. They're irritating inside the nose and nasal passages, and that's really what it is. So we're clearing it now.
Okay, good, awesome. And wow, Anselina is asking, I would like to get my blood pressure normalized. I'm taking medication, but it's still not settled.
Okay. So we're going to ask that that settles right now and have normalized blood pressure for her and everyone on the call now and in the future. And also, she tests weak on whatever she's taking prescription-wise, and we're going to change that and strengthen it so it's safe and comfortable for her to take the prescription with 0 side effects. Right now, that's a weak no. We're changing it to a yes. And there you go. That's going to help too.
Awesome. So Lori's asking, may I ask about the pain in my left side of my body, low back and left leg?
So certainly it feels immediately like a sciatic piece. And what that looks like is all the nerves and whatnot. Cabling is what it looks like. Electrical cabling drop through the hip and running down your leg. So if I had to ask, it's lower back. It certainly isn't high up, neck, mid. It's more lower back. So we're asking for that to change now for you too, and putting some strength into that. I go see my chiropractor every couple of weeks, and she gets me popped and straightened out too. Sitting is going to be the new smoking for sure. So all of us sitting, you know, you want to get up and move around too.
Yeah. And Sadia is asking about, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Sadia, but Morgellons disease or Morgellons disease. She says, I feel things moving in my hair when I sleep at night, and there's fuzzy stuff coming out of my skin and hair. It's told it's Morgellons disease.
Wow. Yeah, it tests true, whatever that may be. So we're going to release it, resolve it, delete and erase it, disentangle it all out now. Have her learn all the lessons she needed to from it is no. Change that to yes. And it's still being of service to her as yes, and we're releasing that to a no. There you go.
Awesome.
That's bound to help us too.
Good. Wow. You are really fast. I love it. You know, and it's like,
it's got it.
It's just amazing how quickly you can work with people. Yeah, good.
Yeah, and tune right in. That's what, you know, and I have people on my radio show and I tell them, you better be good. You better be good at astrology or numerology or readings or something. I want to see you go quick.
Yeah,
Get to the bottom line piece. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there's no, you know, beating around the bush or taking a long time.
Well, you know, yeah, like anything else, I don't want to read 10 books and I don't want to talk to you for an hour if I don't have to. You know, we can go this fast. So, you know, we call it change made simple. So that's really what it is.
Yeah.
And
that-
I played with it for over a year after I had my experience, my near-death experience. I played with it for over a year. I wasn't going to unleash it on the world until I really made sure that could it be this fast and this simple, and it is.
Yeah. Wow. And so what if somebody wanted to take advantage of the practitioner package, if they wanted to work with you, is that available?
Yeah, they can get on with that too. Lots of folks have taken that around the world, and we actually have certified practitioners around the world right now, of folks that went on to the next level too. So yeah, that's all there for them if they want to do that at some point. I'd probably start with this package because that'll give you a really a basis for going ahead of time. And I tell folks too, you want to read a lot of this material, listen to the audio MP3s, maybe watch the videos before you even schedule with me, because that way you're going to have more depth and your questions will be more on point. But yeah, Mastery is, we charge $196 for that. I charge $198 for my hour, and people get 15 minutes free for even taking the course. Very straightforward. I tease people and say, if you can read at a 9th grade level, listen to the radio and watch a movie, you can pass the course. So, but we go into a lot deeper depth than we are here today. It's just I'm quick because I've been doing it a long time.
Yeah. So Angela's asking, if we're doing this on our own, do we direct it specifically to the divine? Does it work by anybody using intention only?
Yeah, that's a great question. I believe that they know exactly what we're doing. And so since this is infinity and the 8 laying on its side, taking off the back end allows us to access, releasing the negative and downloading more positive. And it's really going in and out of spirit. My friend once said it's a tear in the fabric of time. It's like a constellation in outer space kind of thing. And that's what you're tapping into. The other analogy people have likened it to is the bank teller. So if you've ever been to a drive-through bank teller, you put money or a little communication in the tube and it ends up inside, then they put something different and it comes back. And so spirit really understands this. It was shown to me by spirit and a near-death experience. So your angels, your guides, your master teachers, whoever you're communicating with, they know this. They know what you're doing. And so that's what's profound about it. It gives you a leg up on communicating with them. It also vastly increases your intuition.
Awesome. Good. So hopefully that answers your question, Angela. Jen was asking, she says, I know you did money stuff earlier. Did it include being wisely wealthy?
Wisely wealthy? No, it did not. I like that. You see, the word tracks are different. And she doesn't test for either one. So we're going to change that to a yes right now. Wisely wealthy. There you go. Wealthy and wise. And I'm giving that to everybody on the call now and in the future.
Yeah. Awesome.
So, cool. Yeah.
Okay, good question, Jen.
That's a great question. I love that. But you see the difference. And I tease one of my best friends is an attorney. And I said, it's like God's an attorney, right? Every little word's different.
Yeah.
Receiving's different than deserving, which is different than worthy. And, it just starts rolling down the hill.
Exactly. And so Lori, a different Lori, is asking about crown chakra block. Can you unblock the crown chakra? I mean, I know.
Sure. Her crown chakra is blocked. I don't get that per se. Believe, think, know, or feel. She feels like it is. So we're just going to release the feeling and she'll notice the difference just from us doing that. I don't get that it's blocked, but she feels like it is. So we just change the feeling to release.
Yeah. Good. And then that's the thing. It's like, for most of us, our chakras are not all blocked. There might be 1 or 2 little blocks in them, but they're not completely blocked. I mean, you couldn't live if they were blocked.
Right. Well, and I'd say that too, that's similar to the blood pressure, similar to blood sugar. That's similar to your water. It changes and ebbs and flows. It goes like this all day long, all night long. Yeah. And so just know that, you could have everything lined up, and I'll go to my little chiropractor tomorrow and she'll have everything perfect. And my joke is, I'll be walking towards the door and say, you step away from the door, you could touch me and mess all this up, right? But if I go home and do lawn work, what do you think's going to happen, right? And we're bending and moving in these different weird directions, you're going to mess it up all over again. So I don't think any of it ever runs perfect. But the more you can get them spinning in the right direction and get things opened up, the more profound things can get for you in a hurry.
All right, so we're gonna just take two more quick questions. So because we were talking about blood sugar just a second ago, Kavita is asking, can you help to bring down my blood sugar,
Sure.
A1C levels?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means, but okay.
A1C is another blood test that also is it's coordinated with the blood sugar, fasting blood sugar, and the A1C. So we're just changing it right now and normalizing it. She tests a week on whatever med she's on, so we're going to make that safe and comfortable so that's effective as well. And also her pancreas actually all tests strong, so our blood tests weak, so we're going to strengthen the blood itself, and we just did it, so that's bound to help too.
Good, awesome, good. Cindy's asking, can Jimmy help with creative blocks and writing a children's book?
Oh, I like that. Yeah, creative blocks. She doesn't feel creative. She has blocks. No. Creative. No. So we're going to change that more to creativity. So I'm just going to the heavens and downloading some more creativity for her. And she tests as more procrastinating than anything. So we're releasing procrastination. So
awesome. I'll take some of the creativity too.
Right, there you
No,
go. We're going to give it to everybody. Yeah, absolutely.
So, you know, it's like, yeah, I'll take some of that. I'll receive
that. I love it.
So there's a question here from Melissa. Her dog Bodhi had an adjustment that won't hold. She's crying and she says, it's killing me. Can you please check her right hip sacrum?
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it tests weak. We're going to strengthen it. And it isn't the hip as much as it is sacrum. The hip is weak, its sacrum is weak. So let's release that and start over again. We're going to run them all together. And there you go. So hopefully that'll hold.
Okay, so I have a quick question
Sure.
Since she mentioned Bodhi. So, you know, I have my puppy Neo. He's like the bestest thing ever. But what can I do so that he doesn't get ticks?
Ticks. Oh, he's going outside and getting ticks.
Yeah, because we were out in the country yesterday, day before yesterday, and he got a tick, and I was like, oh, and like, you know, so it's that season now that they're starting.
Yeah. So there's all kinds of natural things you could end up putting on him, and also any of the flea and tick medicines. I mean, you taking something like that, a once a month piece?
We haven't, no.
Okay.
I heard they're not good. They're not safe. I don't know.
Yeah, it tests okay for your puppy though. It tests okay. Yeah, it doesn't test bad. So that's true for some of them. It's kind of a crapshoot on that, but it tests strong for your puppy. So either that, or you're going to need to get one off eBay or Amazon, one of the flea combs, and just comb through him after he comes back in. Make sure. Yeah. Good luck with that. Right.
Yeah. We'll get the medicine since
I'd go with medicine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you may not always get it perfect,
Yeah, exactly. And I don't want anything bad to happen to him. So.
No. I agree.
And that's one of the things I was saying, like when we were talking about my back pain, and I was, we're on the call yesterday with somebody, Teresa, and she was saying that dogs tend to take on the owner's problems, and I'm like, no, I don't want Neo to take on any of my problems. Like I need
I don't get that he has.
And I don't want him to ever.
Nah, it's all yours, but we released it.
Yeah, it's like, he's just so cute. I just can't, it's like, I just can't. All right. So yeah, I did say we're not going to take any more questions, but I just, it's like, when it comes to pets, it's like, I can't not take the question, right?
I work on pets every day around the world, so I get it. I got a big fat black cat runs the house with green eyes. He's a scream. So he doesn't use the litter box anymore. He comes and gets me to go outside.
Oh, good.
So, yeah.
So Melissa's saying, Ilara, essential oils work on my kids to keep ticks off.
Yeah, it tests strong. That tests strong too. So get with her on which one, because those are infinite too, and find out which one it's been good for her particular pet. Even like a lemongrass tests strong for your particular one.
Okay, good.
So yeah,
well, I will try whatever it takes. Because we're thinking of moving up into the country. Well, we're waiting to see if that works out. And so there's just like fields and fields and fields. And it's like, that's one of our big things is about, you know, the ticks. It's like, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. That's what I have to worry about now. It's like, because right now he's a city dog.
Right.
So he poops on the pavement. He's a city dog. But
lemongrass does strong.
Okay,
so.
Awesome. Good. All right. Wow, thank you. All right, everyone. That was fun. That was so fast, you know, and this is how fast Jimmy works with, you know, his, you know, my liquid fish, right? Change made simple. It works so fast. It's so, and like when I watch Jimmy working, it's like, oh my God, that is so easy. That is so easy. Okay, can you please check Fawn? Melissa's asking, I guess this is another pet. Can you please check Fawn for a mass in the right flank?
Yeah, I don't get cancerous per se, but you know, if there's a mass there, I'd certainly go get it checked out, you know. So
yeah,
definitely, I don't get it. It could be something they cut out. It tests more like something they might drain, like needle biopsy drain than anything. It doesn't test like solid mass as of yet, but it's something more they might drain, and I would probably go do that, you know.
Okay, awesome. So definitely check into that, Melissa, okay?
Yeah.
And for those of you who, you know, you all love Jimmy, you've all said in the chat all these wonderful things about how much you love Jimmy. He's a miracle worker, he's this and that. Definitely then take the time to work with him. Take a look at the package, work with the MP3s, the PDF, the bonus, take the 15 minutes with Jimmy, and, you know, get your stuff taken care of, you know, get your stuff taken care of and start moving forward, right? Start moving forward, you know, creating your life, being the best version of you, doing what lights you up, what brings you joy. And Jimmy talked about that. Do whatever it is that brings you joy. Sometimes you might have to do a job that you don't like, but then when you get home, do what brings you joy, right? And it's the little
100%.
things.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it really is a little thing. So Jimmy, this was absolutely wonderful. I'm like, oh my God, he's so fast. He's so amazing. He's so good. And it's like, I love it. So
thank you. Thanks for having me on. I love it. We always have fun, you and me. So it's all good. Yeah,
it was awesome. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And thanks for shining the light out to the world too, for real, and helping folks as much as you do. I know you have a lot of different folks on, and that's about what it's about. You know, you're staying true to your message and helping others and contributing, and that's huge. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. And thank you so much, everybody, for all your questions. And because all your questions actually helped all of us. So please go back and listen or watch this again and receive, you know, be willing to receive from each of the questions, you know, and receive the clearing, receive the healing, receive the gifts and benefits. Why not? Right. And take a look at the packages. Like I said, they're available at alara.at/show/Jimmy5. And, you know, if you're interested in being a practitioner, you know, definitely contact Jimmy and see how that is. And I mean, if, it could be this easy, right? For you too.
Right.
So
yeah.
Why not?
Awesome.
All right. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Jimmy. And thank you again for being with us, spending time with us. And until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, radiant health. Sending you all much love and blessings always. Bye for now.
Bye for now.